When you're trying to get sober, it's crucial that you take alcohol out of your life and focus on the great things you can get in sobriety. But there are also things you need to not do if you want to stay sober. So here's your rapid fire list of what not to do. Don't drink no matter what, even if your ass falls off. Don't think you can quit drinking on your own without help or support. Don't think you can quit using willpower alone. Don't avoid seeking professional help or treatment. Don't underestimate the severity of your addiction or the potential consequences of continued drinking. Don't isolate yourself from friends and family who can help you stay sober. Don't ignore the symptoms of withdrawal. Don't make excuses for your drinking. Don't quit cold turkey without medical supervision. Don't substitute one addiction for another. Don't engage in high-risk behaviors that could trigger a relapse. Don't keep alcohol at home or work. Don't ignore the financial costs of your addiction. Don't ignore the legal consequences of your addiction. Don't engage in activities that you associate with drinking. Don't use alcohol just because you're stressed or anxious or some other emotional issue. Don't underestimate the importance of healthy eating and exercise. Don't neglect your mental health. Don't ignore the impact of your drinking on your relationships with others. Don't think you need alcohol to have fun. Don't rely on alcohol-free beverages like that 0% beer as a substitute for alcohol. Don't think that your alcohol problem will disappear on its own. Don't drink and drive. Don't use alcohol as a way to mask physical pain or illness. Don't forget to get regular checkups with your doctor. Don't let others pressure you into taking a drink. If you have spiritual beliefs, don't neglect them. Don't ignore the impact of your addiction on your career or job performance. Don't use alcohol to cope with grief or loss. Don't think you can quit drinking someday. Don't ignore the physical and emotional consequences of long-term alcohol use. Don't think that quitting drinking will solve all of your problems. Don't use alcohol to mask your feelings. Don't ignore the impact of alcohol on your sleep. Don't neglect your personal hygiene. Don't use alcohol to cope with relationship issues. Don't assume that you have to face recovery alone. Don't ignore the importance of healthy boundaries while getting sober. Don't engage in self-destructive behaviors. Don't underestimate the role of things like meditation or yoga in recovery. Don't use alcohol to cope with boredom or feelings of emptiness. Don't ignore the potential dangers of mixing alcohol with prescription medications. Don't neglect your responsibilities or obligations while getting sober. Don't use alcohol to cope with physical or emotional abuse. Don't ignore the potential impact of your addiction on your children or family. Don't underestimate the importance of hobbies and interests in recovery. Don't use alcohol to cope with peer pressure or to fit in. And once again, don't drink no matter what.